All right, this is the test 4 review. I went to the test and then I went to this review. And once again, this review is on page 213 of the workbook. It's way down at the bottom of the workbook. And then I picked questions that were similar to the ones that are on the test. Number 1 is very similar to a question that's on the test. A restaurant offers 4 appetizers, 9 main courses. In how many ways can a person order 2-course meal? Well, if 4 appetizers, 9 main courses, that's that fundamental theorem. Just multiply the 2 together, and the answer to number 1 is 36. I mean, that's very similar to a test question. Where's the rest of mine? Number 4 is next. Stop me if you have any questions. I don't know where I'm at now. What happened? There we go. Number 4, a license plate in a particular state has 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4 letters followed by 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. How many different license plates can be manufactured for the state? So it doesn't say it so you can repeat a letter or repeat a number. Some people have, repeating letters or numbers on their license plate. So 4 letters, there are 26 letters. So I have 26 choices to put in this first spot, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. I can repeat a letter, so I have 26 letters to put in all of these spots. Now, the last 3 have to be numbers. And 3 numbers, single-digit numbers are 0 through 9, which means there are 10 numbers. So I have 10 choices to put in this spot, 10 choices to put in this spot, and 10 choices to put in this spot. Multiply all these together, and you have your answer on how many license plates can be formed. 26 times 26 times 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10. And this is what I get for number 4. 4, 5, 6, 9, 7, 6, 0, 0, 0. So that's what I get when I multiply that together, if I multiplied it together correctly. By the way, if you go down to the very end of this, you can see the answers. And there's the answer for number 4. So you can see the answers to all of these that we do. They're at the bottom of the review sheet. All right, next on my list is doing number 16. Number 6. A club of 10 members is to choose 3. So we're going to pick 3 from 10. And each job of these 3 are specific jobs: president, vice president, and secretary. So if each job is for specific, it's a permutation. Remember, if the jobs are not specific, if they're part of a committee or they all do the same job, then it's a combination. But if it's specific jobs, it's a permutation. So you just need to put this in your calculator. 10p3. 10 probability, number 1, and then hit 3. And I'm going to actually go back and show you that on my calculator right now. Just as a reminder, got to know how to do this. So I'm hitting 10, probability. Number 1 is P, which one is the focus? There we go. Number 1, hit 1 or enter 3, and there's our answer, 720. 10P3, so you have to hit go to 10. Probability, if I can get there, there we go. Probability number 1 and 3. Okay. So number 6, I get 720. I'm also going to do number 10 next. An election ballot asks voters to select 2 city council members from a group of 6. So we're going to select 2 from a group of 6. They're just 2 city commissioners, not councilmen. 2 city commissioners. And now it doesn't say, I mean, commissioner, it sounds like the same job. It doesn't say they're different or anything. So I'm assuming these are the same jobs. So they're picking 2 from 6. So it's a combination since it's the same job. They're not different. So we just put 6C2 on our calculator. Once again, hit 6 probability. C is number 2 and then type in 2. And you should get 15 for number 10. Now, there are a couple of questions on the test that weren't in the workbook, and they're really easy. I almost don't want to do them, but I'm going to. Give me a second. I want to go to my whiteboard. There we go. So there are 3 questions on the test that look similar to this. Let's see, I wrote down some problems, I think. One of the questions is find this. One of the questions is find this. One of the questions is find this. So you just have to put those in your calculator. So there are 3 quick there's 21 questions on the test. This test is very passable. I mean, if you've done the homework, if you know how to use the calculator and type these things in, everybody should have that already. You should have done this already. I'm showing you exactly what's on the test. If you go back and watch this video and do these, hit pause and do the problem, and then see if you get the same answer as me, then you're ready for the test. So 5 factorial, you hit 5 probability. Number 3 is the factorial symbol. And let me just show that. Hit 5 probability. Number 3, the factorial symbol, and the answer is 120. Oh, I wanted to go back. And let's try 4C2 on a calculator. 4 probability C2, I get 6. And 13C10, 13 probability. Oh, wait. One should be a P. I'm going to change this because there's a C and then a P. So I'm going to change this to a P, sorry. Because there was one C and one P and then one factorial. 13P10. And I get this big number here, 1037836800. 21 questions on the test. All multiple choice. And 3 of them are right in front of you. I mean, these, you just have to type it into your calculator. All right. Back to the workbook. Number 19. Two fair dice are rolled to determine the probability of the sum of 2 dice equals 6. Now, remember, when you roll 2 dice, you should have this written down. By the way, all these are on the test. There's one question on the test very similar to this, and they have, oh, you can roll a 1 and a 1. You can roll a 1 and a 2. You can roll a 1 and a 3. You can roll a 1 and a 4. You can roll a 1 and a 5, a 1 and a 6. You can roll a 2 and a 1, a 2 and a 2. I'm not going to do them all, but there's 36 of them. You can go all the way to 6 and a 1, 6 and a 6. So there are 36 different ways of rolling 2 dice, 6 times 6. And it says in this particular, on the test, they actually show you all 36 numbers. It's just, they're all boggled there. It says, what's the probability of rolling a 6? Well, remember, probability is the desired outcome over the total. We know there are total 36 possibilities. If you count all of these that we do, 36 possibilities of rolling a dice. Now, how many? The desired is rolling a 6. Well, that's a 6. So I'm going to write down all the things that give me a 6. A 1 and a 5. A 2 and a 4 will give me a 6. A 4 and a 2 will give me a 6. A 3 and a 3 will give me a 6. A 5 and a 1 will give me a 6. These are the only ones that will give me a 6 when I roll 2 dice. There are no other combinations there that give me a 6. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways of rolling a 6. So the answer to number 19 is 5 over 36. It doesn't reduce, so that's the answer. Don't forget, you have to reduce it. It's multiple choice, so you'll see that if your answer's not there, you did something wrong. There's 5 ways of rolling 2 dice and getting a 6. And there's 36 total possibilities. So that's number 19. And I also have number 20. So there's more than one dice problem. Fair dice is rolled to determine probability of the sum of 9. Well, to get a 9, I need to roll a 4 and a 5. That's a 9. 5 and a 4. 6 and a 3. 3 and a 6. There's no other way of getting a 9. 4 out of 36, which reduces to 1 out of 9. They both divide by 4. So number 20, the answer is 1 over 9. Okay. Now, I want to go back to the whiteboard because there's a question, once again, that's not on the test. Not on the review, but it is on the test. Find the probability of getting a jack or a queen when you select one card from a deck. Now, we know the total, remember the total, there are 52 cards. And how many jacks and queens are there? Jacks or queens?
8.
Yes, there's 8. There's 4 jacks and 4 queens, so there's 8. So you just reduce that on your calculator. 8 over 52, hit fraction, 8, 52, hit enter, and it reduces to 2 over 13. Okay. These are all similar questions that are on the test. Anybody who doesn't go back and look at these questions, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. The chances, there's a really good chance at scoring well on this test. I mean, the test is really similar to what I'm talking about. There's a few word questions, but they're all, I mean, there's one question on the test that says use this, NPR. It says use that. And it says if you have 10 and you were choosing 3, so then you just type in 10P3 on your calculator. There's one question that's something's really similar to that. All right. Let's go back. Now I'm on question 31. Find the mean. I mean, there's one question, just finding the mean. Remember, we need to type this into list 1. So to go to list 1, you click on data. And I'm going to hit data twice because I have to clear my old list. Data, clear list 2, data, clear list 2. All right. So I'm going to type in my data in the list 1, 2, 1, 9, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5. All right, so, and it says rounded 3 decimal places. So I'm going to show you this on my calculator. We're just finding the mean. So on my calculator, give me a second. To type in that list, you go to data, and then you hit 2, enter, and then it'll be populated. Type in the numbers. Oh, it's just supposed to be a 1. Enter, type in all the numbers. So once you have the numbers typed in, then we're going to stats, which is right above data, stat. Second, data. We're going to go to 1 var stats. Since we have something in L1, L1 has to be highlighted. Frequency L2, there's nothing in L2. We don't have 2 pieces of data. So I'm going to bring this down over here to ONE, which means there's nothing in that frequency data. So your L1 should be highlighted. This means there's nothing in the frequency, the L2. Hit enter. And X bar is our mean, which is our average, 4.25. So the answer is to this question is 4.25. Well, we did was put that in the L1. Then we hit second stat button, which is second data, really. If you hit data, the stat is right above it. And then you go to 1-bar stats. Highlight list 1 and frequency, make sure ONE is on. All right, let's try, that was 31. Let's try 34. It's good practice. I mean, I could have used the same numbers for this, but we're gonna practice typing it in and all that good stuff. If you look at 34, let's type this data into L1, but this time we're finding the median, the number in the middle. By the way, you could just do this manually also, but I'm going to use the calculator. I'm going to data. I'm hitting data again to clear my old list, and I'm going to type in this list. 27, enter, 44, 40, 19, 24, 31. And when I go to second data, stat, 1-var stats, L1 frequency needs to be the ONE. And then you scroll down. Actually, let me show that just so I can show it at least once. So I'm going to data. I typed in all the data in the list 1. Then I hit second data, which is stat, 1-var stats. L1 is highlighted. This is still ONE, so you don't have to change anything from the last problem. Hit calculate. There's the average, 30.833, but they asked for median, the number in the middle. I passed it. There it is, number 9. So the answer to this question is 29. 29. $34. The median equals 29. That's, do you see how there's 6 numbers? And if you do these in order, 19, 24, 27, 31, 40, and 44. Since there's 6 numbers, you take the average of the 2 middle numbers. That's 58 divided by 2, and you get 29, sorry. Same answer we got using the calculator. I'm going to question number 37 next. You know, for some reason, I didn't see any questions that you had X and F, where you type in the list 1 and list 2. There might be one, know how to do it, but I haven't seen one yet. So now we're going to just find a mode, and you can't do this on the calculator. No can do on calculator. You just find the number that occurs. Mode means the number that occurs the most often. Anybody see it? Oh, right there. 32 occurs twice, and I think that's the only number. 30, no. 34, no. 37. Yeah, so the mode is 32. That number occurs the most often. Question 40. Find the mid-range. We're actually going to find 2 things. We're going to find the mid-range, and we're going to find the range. Now, we didn't do this yesterday, the range, but I noticed one was on the test, so I'm going to show you that now. Mid-range was, the formula for mid-range was the highest piece of data plus the lowest piece of data divided by 2. The highest piece of data here looks like 6.6, I think. 6.6 plus the lowest piece of data, I see a 1.4. 1.4, and then we're going to divide this by 2. That equals 8 over 2, which is 4. So the mid-range is 4. Next, we're going to do the range. The range is the highest piece of data minus the lowest piece of data. You don't divide by 2. It's just the highest minus the lowest. 6.6 minus 1.4, and I get 5.2. So this is the mid-range is 4. The range is 5.2. So write that range formula down, highest minus the lowest. That range is on the test, same as mid-range, but we didn't cover range for some reason. They didn't have that in the homework. It might have been in the other homework, what is that, 9.3, that's the one on the video I asked you to watch. And I mentioned there's not going to be a lot of problems from 9.3. But the last problem I have on my list, number 45, is from 9.3. But it's once, if you did 9.2, it'll be fine. And this problem, 45, is that what I said? Find the standard deviation. So we're going to type all of this into L1. Let's do that. Data, I'm clearing it, so I hit data twice, and I'm going to type in 10, 10, 10, 14, 18, 18, and 18. So we're finding the standard deviation. So what I did first was hit data. No, I didn't. I hit data and I typed in my data that they told me to. After you do that, you hit second data, which is stats. 1 var stats. L1 is highlighted. I don't have anything in L2. Hit calculate. There's the average 14, but we're looking for standard deviation. Standard deviation equals 4. This is the symbol SX for sample standard deviation. And the answer is 4. The SX is a sample standard deviation. I briefly mentioned that at the end of class on Monday. That number 9 or 9.3 just deals with standard deviations. And I just noticed that there's 1 question on the test that has, or maybe 2 questions on the test. I'm not repeating the questions. Like there might be 2 questions that ask you to find the mean, or 2 questions that ask you to find the median. I'm only going to do 1 in this review. So if you look at the test, I'm looking at the paper that I just did. We covered the test. That is the test. I mean, these are the questions. I looked at the test. These are the questions that I looked at. And I said, these match the test. There was a couple of word questions, but it's the same process. A permutation, or a combination. Remember, permutation, if you're looking at a specific job, president, vice president, treasurer. Combination, if it's a committee or everybody has the same job, you're picking up trash or something. So that is the test. Don't forget in the workbook, also do not forget in the workbook, at the bottoms, if you want to verify, I mean, we just went over it in in the video, you'll have that. But at the bottom of this, I thought we were at the bottom already. We have all the answers here. And the one that we just did, 45, you see there's the answer 4. So this, they have the answers here. And give me a second. There we go. So that's it. That is test 4. I mean, it sounds like a good grade, an A or a B on it. If you can just use this calculator, go back and try to do these same problems. And then I recommend going into the review that's in the homework. Go into the review and find problems that are similar to these in the homework and see if you can get them correct. If not, ask for, ask to see an example and try it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. The homework is probably 10 times harder than the test. The test is multiple choice. It's the problems that we just covered. The homework, they do a lot of other stuff. So I will see you guys. Let me hit stop recording. There we go.